Howdy y'all. Welcome back this week to my cooking channel called Cooking with Mary Sue. Today we'll be making a little appetizer. But first, before we begin, I hope everybody hits that like and subscribe button at the bottom for me. It would help me a whole bunch. Also, I'd like to mention before we begin, have y'all taken a look or a peek at my other new channel I started about a week ago? It's called Susie Q Knickknacks Reseller. I will have a link at the bottom for that for you to take a look at it. I started that about a week ago to help promote my eBay store. I also sell on eBay. And my eBay store is also called Susie Q Knickknacks. Now, back to the recipe. Tonight we're going to be cooking what's called, what is it? Corn pudding or corn casserole. Either one you want to call it. I usually call it corn casserole. Some people call it corn pudding. It's a very quick, easy, simple recipe and inexpensive. I usually make it a few times a year around the holidays, Thanksgiving or Christmas. And it's simple because it's basically the ingredients are just ordinary things you would have in your pantry about all the time. I like making recipes that are simple and easy with things I have on hand. I hate having to go to the store and buy one or two items for a recipe that is something I'm not going to use all the time. If I'm just going to use that one recipe and put it back in the cabinet for a year or so, it's going to be bad time I pull it back out. So I try to stick to recipes that use things that most people would have on hand all the time. Alright, and like I said, this recipe is very inexpensive. You can probably make this for around $5 or less if you catch the items on sale, which I do. Which reminds me, about another month, at the end of October or early November is when a lot of stores will start running their Thanksgiving items on sale for food, for recipes. That's when I usually stock up on a few extra cases of, beef broth, chicken broth, canned vegetables here and there, because I use that broth for soups and stews all winter long. And items like cream cheese. You can stock up on this when it's on sale and put it in the freezer. In fact, I took 2 of these out of the freezer just yesterday to put in this recipe. Well, this recipe calls for 1 box, and of course you know I made another and I'll show you at the end. Now in this corn casserole, I'm going to cook it in a 9 by 13 dish. You can put it in this or in a 2-quart casserole bowl. Either one, doesn't matter. There's my mixing bowl. It takes 1 can of whole corn, which I will drain, and a can of cream style corn, which I don't drain. 1 box of Jiffy corn mix. Now you know me, I usually make my own homemade cornbread, but for this recipe I just use this little box of Jiffy. It's quick and easy. It's already measured. I just pour the whole box in and that's it. And it takes 1 box of 8 ounce of cream cheese. If you don't have cream cheese on hand, you can use 8 ounces or 1 cup of sour cream. I've done it both ways. But personally, I prefer using the cream cheese. Let me see, half a stick of butter, 2 eggs, and we can begin. Okay, first off, I'm going to just dump in the cream cheese. I have already taken out of the package. It's already a little soft, but I'm going to put it in the microwave and make it softer. There. That, and now I'll put in the butter, which is already getting a little soft. I put it down on the counter just a little while ago. Didn't take long to get soft. Okay, that's done. All right, I'm going to microwave this for about a minute. Put a top on it so it doesn't splatter everywhere. Okay. Alright, well that's cooking. I will drain the whole canned corn. And I'm going to drain it right here without making a mess, I hope. I got this little top here. Bought this somewhere like maybe Dollar Tree or Walmart. You can stick it over a can and let the stuff pour in, usually in the sink. I'm going to do it right here. There. Okay, that was easy. Oh, I got 2 little pieces of corn here I want to save. There. Now, all that's drained. Get the cream corn ready. Just about everybody in my family loves this corn casserole. I've given the recipe to several people to make. Let me see. My husband would like it, except he's not supposed to eat corn. That's what his doctor told him. So he gets left out of this recipe. Alright. Yep, that is soft enough to use. That's the butter and the cream cheese softened. It could be a little softer, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay, next I'm going to just dump the corn in. You can throw this recipe together in about 5 minutes. It doesn't take long. You're going to cook it in the oven on 350 for just about an hour. It takes an hour at least to cook this. Okay. Now, the eggs. Got my corn out of there. 2 eggs, large. The eggs will help hold all this together while it's cooking. The cream cheese makes the casserole come out nice and creamy, so that it's just not plain hard cornbread all mixed together. Okay, I'm going to get a start on this before I add the cornbread. I'm going to just stir this around for a few seconds till it's all nice and together. I've been making this recipe for a long time, ever since my son was very little. Which, hate to say it, he doesn't like it because he doesn't like corn. He's about the only person I know that doesn't like corn. Now I'm just going to dump in this Jiffy Mix. Like I said, this recipe is very inexpensive to make. These Jiffy Mixes run about 50 cents. On sale, you can usually catch the vegetables, maybe 2 for $1. The cream cheese is about $1, because you only need 2 eggs. But it makes such a nice casserole, people are going to think you spent a bunch of time and a bunch of money making it. Okay. Now just stir all this up. You can use a whisk, which I'm not right now, but you can. Corn is one of my favorite vegetables. Our weather's getting a little bit chillier here and there at night, so it's getting down to mid-50s at night. The days are in the high 60s, low 70s. Well, that tells me right there it's getting to be chilly weather. A pie of hot chili. I will probably be making that in the next week or so. Okay, that is all stirred together and ready. These nice and creamy and smooth. Okay, kind of looks like the consistency of pancake batter. Okay, now I'm going to spray this pan a little bit with my spray here, some butter flavor spray. There. What I'm going to do is dump this out. Okay. Like I said, you can use the 9x13 or any 2-quart casserole bowl. It doesn't matter. You're going to cook it till it gets golden brown. Okay. Spread it out around. Get all this off the back. That's going to go in the oven for an hour, at least an hour, maybe a few minutes more. Just check on it, and when it starts to get golden brown around the edges, and it's still a little soft on top, it's done. Okay. Here's one I made about an hour ago. I made this one in my copper chef pan. Came out like a nice little like a little piece of flat cornbread. It's not very thick because it's in such a big pan. When you put it in a 2-quart casserole dish, it's nice and full and lumpy, kind of like a bowl of pudding. Here's a nice little plate of it. And see what I did on top? During the last 5 minutes of cooking, take it out and I put a little bit of cheese on top, shredded cheese. Not a lot, just a little bit to cover it here and there. And then put it back in for the last 5 minutes. Now you got a nice cheesy corn casserole here. Good for any type of dinner. Go for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Well, why wait till then? Eat it now. Yep. It's nice and soft. The edges are golden brown there. It still feels soft there, but it's done. That's because the cream cheese made it soft. Keeps it soft. That is delicious for anybody that loves corn. Okay. I guess that's all for now, folks. That's all for tonight. I'll be back next week with another recipe. Hope y'all have a good week. And God bless everyone. Bye for now.